Another double header in the League of Ireland done and dusted, and the long and short of it is the Shamrock Rovers are 4 points clear at the top of the table. I'm joined by Aidan Fitzmaurice. Aidan, we were at different games in Dublin tonight, and we'll get back round to them. But I suppose in Sligo, a big win for Shamrock Rovers. They play UCD on Friday, so they're 4 points clear going into the break. And that's going to be probably the minimum they're going to be. You'd expect them to win on Friday and see what happens elsewhere. So experienced players have come to the fore over the weekend, Rory Gaffney in particular.
Yeah, I think the thing from Stephen Bradley all along has been don't panic, keep calm. And when they had those difficult results against Cork and Drogheda, just stay calm, and they got it again. I mean, it's a perfect night for them tonight, away from home, couple of goals, clean sheet on a night when Derry City drop points. So it really couldn't have gone much better for Shamrock Rovers. That was with some players missing. Coming towards the break now, they'll hopefully have a bit of clarity on Alamanis fairly soon. Liam Burt is getting minutes. They probably will add to the squad over the break. Or over the summer, but it's just perfect, and that's what Shamrock Rovers want, is keep doing their job, and because it does look as Derry City are in for a bit of a sticky spell now. Defeat tonight, shipped a couple of goals, a few injuries. Shamrock Rovers now have a chance. Fixture just couldn't be better for them. They picked up the win tonight with the clean sheet, home to UCD on Friday. You fully expect them to count for UCD. They go into the break, then they can take stock. But really, they were the really big winners of the night.
Yeah, so I was in Richmond Park where St. Pat's beat Derry City 4-1. And as you mentioned, there was injuries for Derry. Dunnigan, Patrick McElhenney in particular, he was very emotional going off. He's had a recurring Achilles problem. Michael Duffy took a knock in the first half as well. So like, Duffy, Dunnigan and McElhenney, I suppose, three big names from Dundalk. But I must say, I mean, St. Pat's are now level on points with Derry City. They're four behind. John Daly wasn't going to rule out talk of competing, if that's what people want to talk about. He's sort of he'll welcome the questions anyway. It is some turnaround. I mean, they were very good tonight. They were tactically sharp, overloaded the midfield, and 6 wins in 7. I mean, I suppose they're entitled to dream. It's been a little bit of a topsy-turvy season, and for all the Rovers are going great guns, I mean, Pats have a little bit of momentum, and they are missing their defence. So when there's stronger players come back in that area, they could be good, Nick, or maybe they'll have to strengthen there in the summer, depending on what happens.
Well, you do wonder with Pats, where was this form before John Daly came in? Where it's the same players, the same team, just where we're delivering, and it's unrecognisable. I was talking to a Pats fan tonight who watched them. He said it's night and day watching the team, maybe from 2 months ago, and the team over the last 7 games, playing with confidence. Hugely without. I think we spoke a lot about the difference that Mark Connolly makes for Derry. To me, Joe Redmond is the player that makes Pats tick. Not just captain, but such a presence on and off the field. They're missing him. Still not sure when they're going to get him back. They're missing Gravosti. So to get those wins, we always knew Pats had that attacking threat. They got so many attacking players: Mulroney, Carty, the 2 Doyles. But it really was just cut the defence, get them over the line, and they've done that over the last 6 wins from 7. Pats probably don't want the break to come. I think some people do. I think Derry really do need a break. Sligo really do need a break. Shamrock Rovers probably might need a little time to regroup. But I think St. Pat's, the way they're playing, keep going, and if they can somehow get a bit of clarity on Joe Redmond and Gravosti, I think they're going to be some side in the second half of the season.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing Gravosti anytime soon, but the Redmond one, we're waiting to find out. Now, they have overtaken Bows. Admittedly, Bows have a game in hand because they're not in Europe. But the most dramatic minute of the day was in Cork, where Bows equalised. It's funny, I saw them against Dundalk a couple of weeks ago, Bows. They were 2 down, got back to 2-2, and they were racing to get the ball, straight away. And it's obviously a great desire to go and win, and it sends out a statement like, we are a team going to challenge. But it does seem like they lost their heads a little bit after getting back level, rushing to restart the game with some fans still on the pitch, and they completely switched off.
That's when you need calm heads to say, listen, a point here is a good result. Especially again, you look around the league, and on a night when obviously we wouldn't find out till later on, but Derry City drop points. If you're looking to chip away and make sure of top 3, try and get into top 2, that just lack of experience. Well, why that rush to restart the game? As you said, it's a little bit get the fans on your side and get people going, but that's when you need calm heads to say, listen, we have what we're back in the game. We have what we hold. And Bows have blown very hot and cold again. I think Bows need a bit of work over the summer. Paddy Kirk hasn't played the last couple of games. Jordan Flores, so you're taking Flores out of midfield to playing left back. They still haven't found the best place for Keith Buckley. A couple of loans still talk. I think Jay Ben, it was his last game tonight. He's gone back from his loan. Bows need a little work, and they need a striker. You look at players. Max Matt has delivered. Rory Gaffney, Sean Boyd tonight. A lot of strikers around the league who are delivering goals for their clubs. Bows don't have that. Afalabi has scored very few. Akintunde maybe will. Bows need a bit of work over the summer if they are going to make sure of top three. And even to think about at the moment, Pats are far more likely to be a top two side than Bows.
Yeah, speaking of goals scoring strikers, there's not too much to say about Dundalk and UCD other than Patrick Hoban's hat-trick equals the club's all-time goal scoring record. So momentous for him. They did go one behind, but I watched that game and yeah, they were comfortable. They needed that. And then the other game was the game you were at tonight, and I suppose it's all ties into one package. I mean, Cork are on a winning run, and I mean, like, full credit to the staff there. Sligo Rovers struggling. And Shelbourne win, and all of a sudden it's like a 7-point gap between Shells where they are, and now you have Sligo Rovers, Drogheda, and Cork drift a little bit. Although Cork will feel they're getting a bit closer, we'll see. I mean, it changes every week, but Shells, I guess the question are they proving that they are a little bit ahead of those teams at the bottom, if you know what I'm saying? That is this where they're going to spend the rest of the season?
They're so hard to work out, Shells, because they were terrible in the first half. They were 1-0 down. Freddie Draper scored. Freddie Draper is a smashing player, and if Drogheda can keep him, Drogheda are in the bottom two now. I think if Drogheda can somehow keep Freddie Draper, either losing back to Lincoln, who he's on loan from, or else I think another club might come in and try and poach him from Drogheda. But Shells were abysmal in the first half. Just nothing about them, nothing convincing. Made a few changes. Sean Boyd came on, scored more or less with his first touch. Mark Hoyle made a difference. So I think Shells very, very hard to work out. They grounded out. They're not easy on the eye. I think they admit that tonight again. It's a very Damien Duffy's used the word tonight, and he used it a couple of weeks ago after they played. I think it was Bows or the Pats at home. Flatness. Talker Park is just very flat at the moment, and he's looking for the players to inspire the crowd rather than the other way around. But they got the win. They scored a bit of. I was worried for Shells. They got three games without scoring. They're really looking to Boyd. So Boyd delivered. Shells, I don't think need as much surgery over the summer as anybody else, but just grinding out those wins. Shells are into the top five. That when they were on that run, not scoring, and being unhappy with only getting a draw in Derry, I think was a good sign. Tonight was a game they easily could have lost against 1-0 down at home to Drogheda, but they turned around and won it. Not too easy on the eye, but grinding out the wins, and that's, as Damien just said after, it's all about wins. It's not really about performances. You'd like better, but it's they got the win tonight.
Yeah, and so Sean Boyd back is big. Freddie Draper is an interesting one. I think Lincoln have high hopes for him, so we'll see. Will they want him back for their pre-season, or that's obviously one of the questions that they're gonna face. But listen, the first division briefly was 6-goal wins for Galway, 6-goal wins for Waterford. There's not a huge amount to say in that division as it stands, but just to reflect that Cove Ramblers having a good season. But yeah, it's Galway and Waterford all the way, really, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, the goals just coming. They keep putting up the goals, and the likes of Kerry Harps got fairly tanked tonight. You hope that doesn't dent away at their optimism. Or Kerry, Kerry have had a couple of 6-0s now. That's not great for them. But Waterford, just those goals, and I'm sure people are wondering how's Ronan Coughlin playing in the first division, not in the Premier. Yeah, I think they're, as we said before, they're just going to keep racking up the wins and battle away in that top two.
Good stuff. Listen, Aidan, thanks for your time, and we'll be back again later in the week.